Welcome to the Skill Locked profile, where every Skyblock year I spin a wheel and can only level one of the 5 major Skyblock skills, with the eventual goal of maxing all 5 of them. Last week we got extremely lucky with a major farming update dropping during the farming week, and built up a sizable coin stockpile we could use in future weeks. The third week is about to begin, with the trials and tribulations of this profile only getting more difficult. But before we get started, we need to spin the wheel that decides our fate. Let's spin, see what we get. Please, God, let it not be fishing. Oh no, it is fishing. All right, so we are here at the start of fishing week. It is a new Skyblock year. I skipped the very, very early part of the year. Wasn't able to be around for it. But we're going to be fishing, and the game plan, my goal, realistically, by the end of this week, I want to at least hit fishing 22. Hello, Enid. Hello, darling. Are you here to fish? Absolutely. I'm so excited to fish. Probably want to go to the fishing merchant. Pick up some stuff here, right? And definitely the full set of angler. I bought 2 pairs of leggings. Okay. All right. We got, the set on already, and we got some fish right here. We don't have our fishing bag yet. Yeah, suffering week. This is going to be fun. The best part is Lotus Atoll's on alpha. So, there's so much fun and whimsy on the alpha network, and I'm stuck doing this. I'm having such a great time. Also, there we go. There is fishing 5. Let's go talk to Gerald. All that's left is to add the rusty ship engine, but I tripped and dropped it into the pond here. Awesome. Great job, bro. Hey, there we go. We got our rusty ship engine. Oh, we have to go to Baja. Okay. I will say the quest line, at the introduction of the game, it's not bad, and it's pretty clear what you have to do. But why are players introduced to this first is the question. All right, let's go do this. All right, we get 250 fishing XP as well as 5 Skyblock XP, and we can go to the bayou. I don't think social is being added to the wheel, guys. They have to add social content. How about this? If they add an actual way for you to get social XP for 1 week, if it's enough content, I'll try to do it. I will try to do it. But if they don't do it, I'm not gonna, subject myself to that. Also, there's 50 more fishing XP. I'm very paranoid about accidentally getting the wrong type of XP right now. If you're enjoying Skill Locked, please make sure to like and subscribe, and use code RAIL on the Hypixel store for 5% off your order if you're picking up anything, including fire sales or rank upgrades. It's the best way to support the channel. Without any further ado, though, let's get back to Skyblock Skill Locked. Very nice. Okay, so that gets us through the introduction for fishing. Now I gotta think about what I want to get. We want to pick up the challenging rod kind of ASAP. That is just a necessity. Same thing with all the way up to the junk artifact. We want a fishing pet. Let's go to the hub. I know, that we're going to be doing a little bit of buying right now, but we actually do need to do a little bit of buying if we want to make this even remotely reasonable. 6 million coins for the legendary. I think we just go with the epic for 299k. And we just level it during the week. Affinity. Fish affinity talisman. Yeah, this is 88k coins right now, and it's 10 fishing speed. It's actually incredible for how cheap it is. Ammonite is 1.5 mil, actually. This isn't bad. I probably want this anyway. Washed up souvenir, that's a good idea. That's 5 sea creature chance. Very good idea. It's 700k, but let's do that. And put that on our flying fish. We can always change it out if we want to later. I guess the goal for right now is to try to get as close as possible to fishing 15 and then buy some better stuff and get a way better fishing set. But we're only at fishing 7 right now. After picking up my initial fishing speed upgrades, my immediate goal was to get to fishing 15 so I could end up using the Rod of Champions. That was going to be a huge boost to the amount of fishing speed I had, getting me closer to the needed 300 in order to have instant fishing, which was another main goal of the profile. Here we go. We got fishing 10 right there. Very, very nice. And we also got a Frogman collection. Or not collection, bestiary. Oh yeah, I want to go back to the hub. I want to pick up some stuff. Notably, there's a few attributes I need. And what am I looking for? I'm already lost. We'll buy 3 of them for now. Can I even consume these? Wait a minute, I just thought about that. Okay, yes, I can. Yippee! We can, in fact, consume those. There's 6 fishing speed. I bought too many, but it's so cheap that I don't really care. Yippee! I paid way too much money for those. Way above bizarre rates for those. Oh, man. Lock Emperor. Is that going to be even remotely cheap? Oh, wait, this is really good. Yeah, we probably want to get one of these, at least. It's 0.5%, but something. All right, there's a rusty coin, and we get fishing level 12. So I think now we can unlock some more stuff. I also wanted to look at picking up a few more rusty coins, so I can make, at the very least, a challenging rod. Because using this fishing rod any further than I need to is going to be a nightmare. 80 for about 2.8 million coins altogether. Not bad. It's useful, though. I mean, this is going to be good upgrades for at least the time being. Obviously, we're going to get a better setup eventually, but we could always resell stuff for lower than bin later if we need to. So let's do that. A bunch of upgrades here. We go for the challenging rod first. There we go. Very nice. Next, we go for the junk talisman. And now we take off the armor. There we go. Full upgrade here. And full backwater now. And we have a significantly higher overall amount of fishing speed from both the challenging rod and the backwater equipment. And then on top of that, we get another 2.5 treasure chance well in the bayou. Let's put this up as well into that sack. So if I go in my Skyblock menu now, we're up to 89.5 fishing speed. I think this is as much as Jade has on her Iron Man after playing for, you know, how many months at this point.
Was that slander necessary?
That was incredible slander right there. She wants to. She cares about getting to a high level. Oh, that's actually really good. A busted belt buckle. The benefit of this is we can sell this for about 200k coins, and we're going to do so. Right now, these are worth a lot of money because they can be used to get the fast travel scroll, and people are going to need them when the update drops. Previously, they were going for as little as like 200, or not even 200, like 100,000 coins. And now they're going for as high as 230,000, which is crazy. I also ended up getting a glowing mush mixin, which would increase my fishing speed by 30. I didn't end up having a booster cookie active at the time, so I had to actually brew the mixin into my god potions. I don't think I've ever done this before, but yeah, that was what I needed to do in order to get that fishing speed. The glowing mush mixin for 12 hours. I guess that makes sense because it's split between 3 potions. So after the first day of progress, we're looking at fishing 13. We're moving our way pretty quickly to fishing 15. We have full backwater in terms of the armor and the equipment. We got ourselves a challenging rod, and we have ourselves a flying fish, which I'm really happy about. This, as we continue to level it, will just get better and better. We also picked up a few really good talisman, notably the fishing affinity talisman, as well we have a junk talisman. Tomorrow, I think we come back, we try to get a lot higher in terms of level. I'm looking for at least level 15 to 18. The goal, realistically, is going to be to upgrade our challenging rod as fast as humanly possible, because then we start getting half-decent rates, we get better fishing sea creatures in general, and we'll be much better off. For the rest of day 1, things moved quite a bit faster. I ended up getting fishing 14 and eventually fishing 15. I picked up a bunch of night squid attribute shards in order to not lose as much bait. Eventually, when I got fishing 15, I picked up my Rod of Champions, which was a huge fishing speed upgrade. I also ended up buying a speedy line. This allowed me to get over 150 fishing speed, which put me about halfway towards my goal of 300. We also ended up picking up a salmon chest plate, another nice upgrade. This one already had a gemstone slot on it, I believe, and it was already occupied with a fine gemstone, meaning we got quite a bit of extra fishing speed from that upgrade. All right, we're at day 2 of being fishing locked, and I log in this morning and I see this guy here, Derpy, who has plus 50% more skill experience for us. So since we're going to have 50% more skill XP, we really need to focus on doing stuff to get as much wisdom as possible, and then B, we need to also try as fast as humanly possible to get to a good fishing level. Now, we're already at fishing 15, and I did some stuff off camera. I did a little mining off camera. As you can see, we picked up a Rod of Champions that already had Trashy on it. So we get 68 fishing speed from that, and we have a speedy line on it. Also, originally, when I picked up the Rod of Champions, it had a Stingy Sinker already on it, and it wasn't increased in terms of price. So I grabbed that, like, immediately. I'm gonna be real. And this was off stream, too. It was very, very nice. We're already at 157 total fishing speed. I want to try to get to at least 200, maybe 225 by the end of today, really. And we can do that in multiple ways. You know, better armor, of course, better equipment. We need to make some money, though, while fishing. That's going to be the hard part, is making the money. There's a dumpster diver. And there we go. We get Fishing 16. That gets a Sea Leech as well as Fireproof Witch. So if we go here... Sea Leech is just a water one, and Fireproof Witch would be a lava sea creature. So we can sell all this for a few 100,000 coins. Actually, I want to keep the rusty coins. Just in case I want to buy anything with them later, or sell them in a bigger, you know, batch. Everything else we can sell, though. We get so much money for, What's the best way to get ink sacks? Is there any better method? It's probably going to be something stupid that I can't do. Squid fishing in park with squid hat. Just the park? Night squids? I can't go to the park, though. I can't go to the park. I can't do it. Damn it, man. Ah, that would have been good. But yeah, you're right, I think. This challenge, like, every once in a while, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this challenge ain't so bad, you know? It could be so much worse than it really is. And then I think about it a little bit more, and then something like this happens, and I'm like, oh, wow, this challenge really is... To best take advantage of the time Derpy was here, I ended up brewing a bunch of speed 7 potions on my island to level alchemy a little bit. It's not one of the main 5 skills, so it's totally free to level, and it gives me extended potion duration. There's alchemy 20. Also, there we go. There is fishing 17. We get quite a few sea creatures there. Normally, I would be very happy about having access to Strider Surfers, but we don't actually get those. Well, how much is the Flaming Flay, by the way? How much, like, what is the, oh my god, it's fishing level 47. It's that many coins. I didn't realize this information. I'm sorry. Rod of Legends. Yeah, this makes no money is the problem. The skill is brokey central. That's so good. 76 there. Whole lot of nothing. We did get a torn cloth, though. I didn't even realize we got this. Where did we get the torn cloth from? That's huge. That's 600k. Okay, we made some money, finally. I ended up going into a cycle of selling everything that I got, which frankly was not worth a lot of money, and then going back to the bayou to continue leveling. This was really good for XP, but it was taking a toll. Anyway, we're about to hit, and there we go. We did, in fact, hit. Fishing level 18. So we get deep sea protectors as well, unlocked. Another 65,000 coins. Very, very nice. Hold on, I just looked at the auction house and I saw something that I need. Thank you. That is 3 fishing speed, which is huge. Obviously, we're losing a little bit of sea creature chance, but that's potentially better if we get max fishing speed. The boots there. Oh, wait, that's chest plate. We already have a chest plate, though. We don't need that. Quite a few of them are now up. This is pretty good as well. The leggings, 290k coins. Also very cheap. And then the boots. There we go. Interesting. They have like a full set they were selling. Very nice. Cool. So now we have that. I mean, considering that it already has more fishing speed and we haven't even upgraded it yet, it'll be great. With all of these upgrades, I was able to spend the next few hours fishing. We didn't get a lot done, I'm going to be real. In terms of actual changes and upgrades, I got a piece of edible seaweed to replace my washed up souvenir. This would give me even more fishing speed. I was basically just going all in at this point. And aside from that, it was just a whole lot of fishing in the bayou. Alright, so after another round of fishing, we got ourselves a broken radar. I'm just going to put it up for 488k because it's derpy and we do lose a lot to taxes at the moment. We're also up to 16 busted belt buckles, which is great. It's enough for 2 total travel scrolls to the bayou, which means that when the Lotus Atoll drops, I'll already have one, so I could just, give it to Gilbert and then immediately go to the new island. I'm going to sell everything else for the most part. We are doing not great on money. Problem is, early game fishing doesn't make a lot. There's not a lot I can do in terms of just making a ton of money fishing. Eventually, I'll be able to make a little bit more, though. Notably, when I get the alligator unlocked, that's quite a bit of money. And with the water hydra unlocked, maybe I'll be able to pick up something. Perhaps the water hydra head or whatever else. We're up to a pretty good milestone, though. If we look, we can see we're up to 200 total fishing speed. That's because I'm up to level 60 on my flying fish. So hopefully, with all of that together, and some fish bait and a really good hotspot, we can start getting close to 300 total fishing speed. Okay, I loot shared a mob literally just randomly because I was fighting over here, and I got a torn cloth. That's about 600,000 coins. I think I just sell it. I'm gonna be real here. Really nice drop for such a low magic find at 112. Very, very nice though, I suppose. We'll sell that real quick. I'm actually getting a lot of milestones here for my bestiary. So when the next combat week starts, I should be able to claim all of these and get a huge amount of XP. Alright, we just got a calcified heart from a banshee. That's a pretty nice drop. I mean, obviously it's not the most expensive thing in the world, but, 600k potential coins is pretty alright, I've got to say. We can't apply it or anything like that, obviously, given that we're, on skill locked, and I don't have mining unlocked at all, but we're going to get like 500k out of it. That's very nice. We're up to 7.6 mil after that's done, around 8.1. Last hour has actually been pretty profitable. We made about 2.5 million coins. And of course, I have a ton of rusty coins and busted belt buckles as well. I've been sitting here for about an hour, just fishing. Not really doing too much extra, but there we go. There we go. Fishing level 20 has been hit. We unlocked Alligator, Lava Blaze, and Lock Emperor. I kind of wish we could access the Lock Emperor. That would be very nice. But, and on top of that now, we can go to the private island. We have quite a few things to do here. We have our Rod of Legends. We need to enchant it properly. So let's do that real quick. Cool. So now we're up to 76 fishing speed on this. And we need to take off the Junk Sinker, of course, and the Speedy Line. And swap that out. So let's go do that real quick. Alright, it'll basically take all my coins to remove those, but we can do that. Put that on my Rod of Legends. There we go, 86 fishing speed now on the Rod of Legends, and we're going to sell the Rod of Champions in a bit. Put this up, we'll do 2.3 million coins. Hopefully somebody picks this up. It already has Trashy on there as well. We're going to be losing a little bit of value on that, but it's still worth it in my view to get some of that value back from the fishing rod. Here we are using the new fishing rod, and I've got to say, we can already tell it is significantly faster than it used to be. I don't even have the proper bait. I'm not using fish bait at the moment, but it has been way smoother compared to how it was before. Also, I wanted to go to the Crimson Isle. I know it's not nearly the time for me to start fishing here yet, but I just want to speak to Odger and see if I can pick up a starter lava rod. I don't even know if I have the proper level for it. I just want to check it out. Maybe there's like a small chance that we're able to get it and utilize it. Maybe Odger will just tell me to go do L's Quest, which we won't be able to do this week. And I should have done it during combat week, or at least started on it. But I just didn't think about it at the time, and it was already so late in the year. So let's see what he says. Crimson Isle fishing different. Fish, trophy like fish, but not same. Unique way to fish. Take this, help you. Oh, wow, we're actually able to get a starter lava rod. That's incredible. I didn't think we would be able to pick this up whatsoever. Obviously, its fishing speed is horrendous compared to our Rod of Legends. But if we properly enchant this, this is a pretty good starter piece of, I guess, fishing equipment here. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get any sea creatures killed. Let's go try that real quick. Let's try to do this real quick. I don't think we're going to get anything good whatsoever, but I am very, very interested to see what ends up happening here. We actually get red sand collection. That's interesting. I wonder, should I be worried about leveling this up? Actually, it doesn't look like it's a big deal at all. We get 10k mining XP at 25,000 red sand, but I don't think we're going to be anywhere near that amount. I'm going to be real here. We also get netherrack. I have to be a little bit careful of that as well. Let's go see what the collection gives, and it doesn't look like it gives much of anything, so that's good. At least with Netherrack, we don't have to worry. Alright, I cut our Crimson Isle adventure a little bit short because I don't think there was anything that I was going to get out of the Crimson Isle. I don't have access to any of the sea creatures or anything like that at the moment. Other than, I believe, the lava fried chicken thing, which I would need to find a hotspot for, but I don't think that's really worth it to go for at the moment. We do have a lava rod, though, so that's good. When we eventually get access to more lava sea creatures, we'll be able to actually fish on the island. Hopefully, that won't be such a, terrible, nightmarish experience. Alright, so we get access to Enchanting 25. I just did my Enchanting minigame. For the last day, I was basically out of town. I was over with hanging out with my mother for Mother's Day. But we ended up getting a submerged drop, or whatever that is. I think it's... I don't even know what it's called. Deep Sea Orb? Yeah, it's this drop right here. 5 million coins. We dropped that early this morning. I wasn't recording because I was on my laptop, but I will show the screenshot on screen now. So that was pretty cool. We're up to 15 mil. I think I'm just going to save up. We're very late into the year now. I did waste the day, and it does end pretty much tomorrow. Note that we are kind of close to the point where we're going to get access to the Jerry's Workshop. It's almost towards the end of the year, which is actually good because there's quite a few more sea creatures that we can unlock there, make a lot more money as well, and the actual rates for XP aren't bad. We're doing very good in terms of our fishing speed. At the moment, we're at 220, which is kind of cooking. I've got to say, I'm pretty happy with how much fishing speed we have. If we have a fish bait out and we also have the fishing hotspot, I think it goes all the way up to 280 right now, which is just insane given that we just started out under a week ago, and I really have not been able to play as much as I would have liked. Finally, we move into the last day of the challenge. I was just going to have to fish a hell of a lot more if I wanted to get to fishing 22. I also ended up picking up the resources I needed for a small fishing sack at this point. I just didn't want my inventory to be clogged anymore. Frankly, I should have picked this up a whole lot earlier. Alright, there is fishing 21. We get 125,000 coins. Just been doing a lot of fishing on the bayou. We ended up picking up a few sack of sacks, as you can see here. Put them in here. And we did get a few alligator skin, which is nice. We'll sell these. That's about 990,000 coins. We're up to about 7 mil or 8 mil worth of busted belt buckles. We have a few bronze bowls. We also have a torn cloth. I'll have to sell that as well. Making quite a bit of money, finally. It's just taken a long while to get to this point. We also got a calcified heart earlier. We sell that. There's another 500,000 coins. We're up to 18.3 mil. I think I end up buying a booster cookie pretty soon at this point for the last part of the year. So let's pull out the money here and end up getting one of those. There's no big purchases we have to make in the immediate future. Let's actually just buy order this real quick. Alright, so our buy order was filled. Let's go grab the booster cookie. There it is. Consume that. We get a cookie buff for 4 days. Obviously, we're not going to be necessarily using all of it unless I decide to jump back in, back-to-back years. Yeah, so we're very, very close at this point to max fishing speed, which is incredible. If I had access to foraging fishing, that would allow me to hit it. Well, that's using the wrong item. With the proper thing on, it's 228.75. We're close to leveling up flying fish. I could probably get, like, Echithic stuff if I wanted to. That would get me over the line. I'm also not using perfect bait and stuff like that. But if I use the proper bait, fish bait, plus I had access to, a higher level of the shards, I think I would be able to hit it. So now it is late winter 1st, and that means we can go to the Jerry Island. So let's go over to the Jerry Island and actually interact with these new sea creatures and whatever else we can do. I'm going to be honest, I haven't really been here since the update that improved the Jerry Island and, revamped it a bunch. So I'm kind of LARPing at the minute. I have to figure out what to actually do. Let's go find a place to sit and fish, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not able to easily see how much XP I'm getting from this, but we are getting some amount of it, which is good. There's Frosty unlocked. We got a red gift out of that, and 2 hunks of ice. We're so up. What does Frosty even give us? Let's see. Red gift, Enchanted Ice, Enchanted Snow Block. I don't think there's a snow collection, is there? It doesn't look like it. Pretty quickly, I began to regret my decision to come to Jerry's workshop. The XP rates were just not very significant. I didn't have access to the best sea creatures here, and the money per hour was also just way lower. I was kind of sad about this. I was expecting Jerry's workshop to be a huge boon for me, but it ended up being the biggest bust of the week. Yeah, I probably should go back to Hotspot Bayou fishing. Kind of just wanted to unlock stuff here real quick. I don't know, let's just go back to the bayou. I'm like looking around here and I'm like, this is making like a whole lot of nothing right now. I've been enjoying this block a lot. Jade loves this block so much. It's, oh wait, oh, Water Hydra. Oh, this is actually incredible. Yeah, Guardian Slayer is going to be a subathon. That's going to be fire. Wow. All right, we're very, very close to fishing 22, which was actually my goal at the beginning of the challenge here. Pretty happy to be very close to hitting it. I'm going to be real. I did not know if I was going to hit it with how much downtime I ended up having, but I've got to say, it's very, very nice to be so close to hitting that margin. I think this will do it. And there we go. Fishing 22. We get Lava Pigmen unlocked. 150,000 coins from that, which is great. 10 Skyblock XP, of course. Huge, huge milestone. It now means that, well, hopefully by the end of this, combat will be my lowest leveled skill. So very, very nice. All right, so as we get close to wrapping up the year, there are a few things I want to do. First, I want to pick up 2 of the travel scrolls to the bayou. I have more than enough, as you can see, in terms of busted belt buckles. I want to consume one of those, and I want to put the other one in my ender chest here, because I want to save it for when the Lotus Atoll drops, and I end up needing it. Something else I wanted to do is I wanted to test out and see if we could actually get that 300 fishing speed. So right now I have my Rod of Legends. I have a total of 244 fishing speed. I get 45 additional fishing speed from the fish bait. I would have to look around until I find a fishing speed hotspot, which I don't see at the moment. So maybe we'll have to come back in a minute, but I will start recording when I find one. All right, so we have the right bait. This is a 15 fishing speed area. And there we go. As you can see, I have 300 fishing speed. It's instant. Oh, man, this feels incredible. I know, obviously, you know, compared to the prior 2 episodes, this probably isn't the most exciting, you know, thing in the universe. But it feels so cathartic to actually get the 300 fishing speed from this. I don't know why it didn't actually work there. I have no idea why that didn't operate properly. But we also get a Water Hydra out of it. Hopefully he doesn't fly off the map. That would probably be pretty terrible. But regardless, listen, we're in a pretty good state right now. Able to fish at 300 speed in very specific circumstances. We're currently dueling some Water Hydras and losing, which is to be expected on this profile. Let's be serious here. I have no damage whatsoever. It's so bad. But listen, things are looking up for us, I've got to say, and I'm very excited for what the next year brings. I also made a fishing minion as well a little bit ago, which I thought was pretty fun to put together. I mean, obviously, it doesn't take a lot of resources, all things considered. It's just a bunch of raw cod, but I don't know. It's needed. We'll probably put that on the island in a little bit. Let me kill this Water Hydra real quick. It's going to take a few more clicks, as you can see. Just struggling with this guy. But there we go. There's one, and the other one just died as well. So there's some XP, but as you can see, once again, 300 fishing speed. Just really, really nice. After reaching my main 2 goals, my next focus was doing pretty much anything else I needed to wrap up the year. This included stuff like getting a fishing minion and putting it down on my island. I also ended up doing a bunch of my enchanting minigames, where I actually got a Growth 6 book. This was some of the biggest profit all year, and it wasn't even fishing related, so that goes to show you how much the early game fishing made me. Alright, so I think at this point I'm going to do my wrap up for the year. I don't really have a lot of time left in the year. Obviously, we're already deep in late winter. I definitely don't have enough time to hit another fishing level, and even if I did, I don't really lock anything substantial at fishing 23. I would need to get to 24. So I think we're going to have to call the year there, but I've got to say, I think the progress was pretty good, given that I didn't really get a lot of playtime, or at least as much playtime as I would have liked. I only ended up playing 14 hours over the last 5 days, which is a huge amount less than I did the previous Skyblock year, which is my fault, but it was also Mother's Day weekend, and I was super busy. And also, it was just fishing, so there's less to do there to begin with. Regardless, happy with the progress. Obviously, could have been better, but I think we got a lot done. Being able to instantly fish was super, super nice at the very end there. We got a few good drops. We got the deep sea orb. We got that growth book, which is just completely crazy to me. And quite a few other drops. Ton of alligator skin. Few other drops, generally speaking. Up to 8 million in the bank. Obviously, nowhere near the amount we had last week. But farming just makes so much money in comparison to other skills early. It's just hardly a question. Thank you for sticking around with the series if you're still enjoying it, 3 episodes in. I do apologize if this wasn't the longest episode in the world, but I think now we're going to go do our spin to see what we get for the next Skyblock year. Alright, so here we are, back again. We have mining, farming, combat, and foraging on the list. And here we go, we are spinning. Let's see what we get. And it looks like it's foraging, actually. Alright, so foraging will be the skill next time around. Let's see how that goes for us. And that concludes episode 3 of Skyblock Skill Locked. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. Leave all of your thoughts about the episode down below. And look to the future, fellas. I'll see you then.